Submit your flesh. Put your ego and pride to the side. Let God be God. Stop controlling the outcome and let him take over, right? Let him renew your mind. Last night, I'm reading the book of John, and I'm on chapter, I believe, 14 or 15. And I'm reading about, it's the supper. It's the big supper, right? And before the supper, I forgot what her name was, but she pours the expensive perfume on Jesus's feet, right? She wipes her hair with his feet, right? Just taking care of him. It's crazy because at first I read it wrong. It sounded like Jesus uses his feet to wash her hair, but no, I'm like, hold on, am I reading this wrong? No, I read it wrong, and I was reading it wrong, right? So she was valuing who he was, right? Because when you have something valuable, you need to take care of it, right? Especially someone like Jesus. But even in general, when you have something valuable, you need to take care of it. How do you take care of it? You be selfless, right? You serve that other person. You put your ego to the side. You take care of that person. Continuing on, Jesus, the man Jesus, had these disciples, 12 disciples. And I'm going to say this first. Judas was one of them. And he knew Judas was going to betray him. And guess what? He still ate with him at the table. Still loved him. Still looked out for him, knowing he was going to betray him. Not everyone is going to be loyal, right? But you still have to love one another. It's kind of interesting, right? It's kind of weird how he knew he was going to betray him, and he still allowed him at the table to eat. Even then, right? Jesus, this man Jesus, is washing the feet of, I think, Peter, right? That's a job for one of the lower servants. And yet Jesus is doing it to Peter. Why? Because he takes care of him. He values him. He loves him, right? Love one another like thy neighbor. Isn't that what they say? Something like that. Well, I think it is what they say. Love one another like thy neighbor, right? And when I'm reading all this and I'm breaking it down, the main thing I'm taking away is that you need to put your ego and pride in check. Put it to the side. Your flesh will try to overcome everything, but you need to put it to the side. Let the Holy Ghost take over and do what's right. Stop listening to the rules and do what's right in your heart. Especially when it comes to your partners or even your parents or just people in general. The best way to be a leader is to serve others, right? And that begins with putting your ego in check. For the longest time, I had to put my ego in check, right? I ain't gonna sit up here and say I had a super big ego, but it would fluctuate. Sometimes it'd be good, sometimes it'd be bad. It'd be hard to submit my flesh because my ego would be like, man, I can't do that for them, or I'm not gonna do that for them, or I'm bigger than the program. First of all, I'm not bigger than the program. You're not bigger than the program. Us humans are not bigger than the program. We are all sheep. And Jesus is the shepherd, so we need to follow him first and foremost, right? We have to follow him and be more like him every day that we can. Put that ego in check, right? You have to serve others. There's nothing wrong with serving others and looking out for another person and putting yourself at a lower position, right? They will appreciate it. And then when you do a good service, that's on them how they take it. If they look at you as a peasant or lower than, that's on them. That is on them. You have to do the good deed. You have to do the Lord's work, right? Your relationship with God has to be on point. It has to be great. Can't be good, can't be lukewarm, it has to be great. I used to struggle with that all the time. I'm not bigger than the program. We are not bigger than the program. We have to do our best work each and every day. And once you put your ego in check, once you start serving others and you know what leadership really looks like, your whole mindset will change, right? Because yes, I do live to like take care of me, but now I live to serve Jesus, and I learned to serve others, right? I'm going to a Bible study early, right? If y'all don't know nothing about me, I like to sleep in. And before I would do Bible study, and I would just do it like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I can get a good Bible study in before work, which is great. But now I'm doing it just to do it with at least my supervisor, but do it with the supervisor, do it with the coworker, right? Right? I don't do it for even my gain. I'm doing it because I know I agreed to link up with him, to hang out with him, to do this Bible study, right? So that we can both have a great Bible study. I have to stick to my word, right? I'm here to serve Jesus, right? Today we're talking about the Holy Ghost. And it's crazy because last night and yesterday, I feel like I had the Holy Ghost inside of me. Really, honestly, it was because I just have a different mentality, right? When I put my ego to the side and put it in check, your internal life starts to change as well, right? You start to change as well. And everything starts on the inside and then it works its way out. You don't need external validation. You need to understand who you are on the inside. Your actions matter way more than your words. So showing up and serving others is way more important. God sees your actions more than your thoughts. He still knows your thoughts, right? He knows everything. He knows all the hairs on my little teeny weeny head. You know, I got a big head, right? He knows all of it. But your actions say more than your words, right? You have to show up. You have to put your ego to the side. If you want to renew your mind and become a better person, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Honestly. Right? On this journey with Jesus and becoming more like him, there's so much stuff that I've learned, right? Especially with ego, especially with pride, right? And I had this bitterness toward people that did me wrong. I'll even tell you this. A couple months ago, I used to try to embrace my dark side, right? My evil side, right? Not necessarily the evil side, but just like my dark side, because I was always known for being this not super duper nice guy, but like this nice guy. And I'm just like, I'm just going to start just like bad mouthing people or talking back to people who talk trash about me. I'm just going to say it right back to them. But as I've been getting to know Jesus, it's good to have boundaries, but you never don't want to stoop to the level. You don't really gain much when you stoop to someone's level or someone's level that's lower than yours. If they sit up here and talk, put your ego in check, just be like, you got it, right? Because they're gonna reap what they sow. It's some arrogant people. It's some very, very, very cocky people right? And guess what? You still gotta love them, right? I don't want any harm on these people at all. I lost a couple friends because they were cocky. I lost some people because they were arrogant, right? But I still love them though. I'm not gonna sit up here and wish bad upon them. Matter of fact, I wish good upon them. I wish the best things upon them. Real talk. I just prayed for them last night because I don't have this bitterness in my heart, right? I still want people to do successful, even if it's not with me in the center, right? Not necessarily in the center, but just like me in their lives, right? I just pray that they keep God in their lives, keep God in the center, and they do what's best for them, My ego is being pushed away. I'm working on it every day, man. I feel like I'm renewing my mind, renewing my mouth, my heart, my identity each and every day, right? Have business. You see, even when it comes to money, right? You don't want to do stuff for money. You're gonna do stuff to serve others, right? Ego and check, right? These are things that I'm learning. I hope that someone that's listening to this is like, yeah, you know what? I do need to like put my ego to the side. I need to put my pride to the side. I need to show up for my girl. I need to show up for my man. I need to show up for my business. I need to show up for my coworkers and my neighbors and my mom and dad, sister, brother, grandma, grandpa, cousin, right? Family. Ooh, that was close. My stomach dropped. But yeah, just continue to show up, continue to show out, continue to just be a good person, continue to just stay faithful, right? You also need to submit. Ego is another thing too, right? Trying to control the narrative. It's your ego talking, right? It's your pride talking. God is the ultimate author, right? He knows what's going to happen. If you just submit to him in his book, right, you'll have the best ending that you can ever have, right? Oh man, trust me, I used to be controlling Lawrence, right? I would try to control the narrative, especially when it came to my relationships. Especially my relationships, I would check that following count. I would essentially stalk them, right? But like, what's the point of stalking them? Guys got it covered, and if they're meant for me, I will recognize them by their fruit. If they're not meant for me, you know what? It happens. Not every single person you talk to or date is going to be that person, you know? You gotta put the pride to the side. You really just gotta trust God. Trust God and be more like Jesus. If you don't take anything else from this video, take that. Trust God. Stop trying to lean on your own understanding. Do what's best in your heart. Learn who Jesus is. Become more like him. And I promise you, you'll do great things, right? You even have to trust him when things are looking bleak, when things are looking dim, right? Always go toward the light. Always go toward the light. Jesus is the light. Always go toward him. Don't go toward the darkness. That is Satan, right? He will manipulate you. He will play tricks on you. He will tempt you. Jesus doesn't do that. Jesus is peace. If it feels peaceful, if it feels like love, if it feels like kindness, goodness, it's Jesus. And that's what you always want to do. You always want to go toward the light, right? Even when it's hard, man, even when it's hard, you have to go toward the light. You have to put your ego in check. You have to do the best thing you can for yourself and do the best thing that will make God happy. I'm telling you, my whole mentality has changed. Like a year ago, 2 years ago, I can't even recognize myself anymore, but for good reason, for great reason, right? Well, I hope you guys learned something today. I hope you guys agreed or disagreed, or I don't know. Let me know how you think, right? I tried to change up how I came on started my video. Let me just say that. I'm trying to change how I start the video. So I'm actually about to do the Bible study. I'm about to pull up, you already know. It's my Friday, so just trying to get through the day today. Enjoy my days off, and yeah, I'm gonna talk to you guys real soon. Not in the car. Next time, I'm not gonna talk to you guys in the car. It's gonna be on the porch probably, if it's not raining or windy. So you guys take care, man. I hope you guys learned something. I hope you guys took away something. And like, subscribe, comment, and I'll be talking to you guys soon.